morning, world.
Good morning.
So we're a little tired.
Late night.
We're recording this episode on Wednesday. You're seeing this Thursday, so it's Wednesday, the day after the election, but probably 2 weeks before we finally find out the way things are going and
Another year.
the litigation. So, yes, we're not going to disappoint. We are going to talk about the election.
I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian. This is Cedric and Brian. We're taping this at the point where they gave Biden Wisconsin and Michigan. So he's only 6 electoral votes away, and that's how many Nevada has. But I don't know how this will turn out, and you'll know probably by the time this is on, so you're just getting to see where it's coming from right now.
Our perspective.
But people are telling me that they think Arizona's going to flip. So if that happens by the time you see this, then
It's a whole new ball game.
that was a good prognostication.
Yes.
And of course, they won't call Pennsylvania for him because of who knows why. I mean, he's way ahead, but they say that all the urban centers aren't in yet. But Pennsylvania, we knew it was going to be a shit show.
Right.
And we knew this is 2020. I think if you were expecting anything different from this election, you were fooling yourselves, because the only thing that's going to happen is it's 90 degrees here in Corona in November.
Right.
And probably in a week, we'll have a snowstorm.
Yeah, it's appropriate. 2020. You can expect in 2020 to expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
Brian disappointed me.
Yes, I know.
You disappointed me because, and then you guys know my show. We were pulling for Trump. We're not Trumpsters, but we thought he'd be the best for our country. But as American citizens, we're going to support whoever's in office. You guys should too. Remember that. But Trump, he went up in the black male vote. He went up in the black woman vote. He went up in Latin women and men.
Yeah.
He went up in the gay vote. He went up in every single area.
And white women,
And white women.
who they said he would lose to.
He lose to and white women. He went up in every single area except
The white men.
the white male vote.
So that
Just let us down.
racist,
That
who is
racist.
all for the white man and the patriarchy, that's the only place he went down since 2016. So all of you Democrats who may be watching us, that narrative is just silly, and hopefully you learn something from it, because it didn't turn out the way it was supposed to. Now, I don't know which way he went on the Jewish vote. I know in Florida he had a good percentage of the Jewish vote. I don't know if it was more or less than last time. I think I heard it was more. So again, at least I can play that card. But yeah, as a white male, 5% down. And since that's the biggest voting bloc other than white women, that was a huge chunk of why, if he does lose, and we're not saying he's lost, when you watch this, maybe it will be over, but I doubt it. But then my wife, being a Latina or a Hispanic, or I don't know if we're supposed to use that interchangeably, I think Latinx is the woke term, which she hates, by the way. Every time she watches the news and they say Latinx, she just shakes her head. But apparently, Cubans, according to, I can't remember the lady who does the 1619 Project, but they're no longer Latinx.
According to Nicole Hannah-Jones, Cubans are white. Did you know that? Cubans are white now. Why? Because they voted Republican.
But if Biden gets in the office, do I become black again?
Of course.
Okay.
Well, no. Not if you're on this channel and you're still a Republican.
Oh, I ever be black again?
You have to change your R to a D.
Oh, that's not happening. That's not happening.
So, anyways, we thought that. I told Cedric, because he's like, I am so tired today. I said, you can just go on and you can just rag on me for being in that voting bloc that cost Trump the election.
My people, we did our part.
They did.
You failed. I guess it's something really quick. This is called the cup. No matter who gets in, if Trump comes back and wins this thing, great. If Biden gets in, great. I'm getting tired of one saying that happened over the last 4 years when people said, Trump is not my president. He was your president. Just like if Biden goes in office, he will be my president. Did I vote for him? No. Did I vote for Obama? No. They are still, if you see yourself as an American citizen, which hopefully most of you watching this are, whoever is in office is your president.
Wait a minute. You didn't vote for Obama?
I didn't say, I didn't mention, oh, there, now it's on camera. No, I did not vote for Obama, but he was my president.
You're not going to get invited to
To the
Black
meeting.
Christmas.
I still, you don't know about the meetings.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in
Yeah,
that
you're not invited to the
meeting, yeah.
meetings. Yeah, they're still your president. Support them.
And
Do your job as an American citizen. Support whoever is in the Oval Office.
And then I had a question for Cedric. I brought this up to my father also. So, and we're not saying this, so don't get mad at us. If Biden does end up pulling this out and winning, in 4 years, since Trump only served one term, will Trump run again?
I think that'd be great, like the rubber match. I think that'd be awesome. And here's the thing, I'm not being cynical, but I'm thinking, is Biden going to last 48 months?
No. It's going to be President Harris. And remember, Nancy Pelosi was already setting this up. People thought she was talking about Trump, but I knew right from the beginning when she was talking about the 25th Amendment.
Yeah.
So unseating a president, I knew she was talking about Biden.
Yeah.
Because the polls, which again, the polls were completely wrong. Even if Biden wins, the polls were completely wrong. They said he was going to win by, 10 points in the popular vote. He's like 2% up. They said he was probably going to be close in Florida. Trump blew out Florida.
Oh, this is just...
Not only that, but they said if Trump wins Florida and Ohio, they said, anybody who wins Ohio and Florida, win.
Right.
But then all the shenanigans that were going on in the Midwest, so...
I just had a scary thought. You're thinking about President Horizontal Harris, and could it be Vice President Newsom?
I don't know how that works. I don't think...
Can she just pull the governors up and pull...
At least that would get him out of here.
It'd be over everything.
Yeah, but you know what? And this is what... So I went out to greet him at the car, and he's like, how are you so chipper? And I'm just... He goes, you're more depressed when the Rams lose. I said, I am. That affects me. The president of the United States shouldn't, and it wasn't set up to affect you in your everyday life. It's just not. We're affected more by Governor Newsom.
Yeah.
Who, and I think something just went down in the courts where it was shown unconstitutional, some of the stuff he was doing.
Yes.
Yeah. So, for those of you that are depressed and you're in a red state, just be happy you're in a red state.
And
we lost.
Touch on the Senate.
On the Senate, it looks at this point, and we'll know probably within a day, and maybe by the time you see this, it looks like the Republicans did hold on to the Senate, and we actually picked up seats in the House.
House too, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have the majority, so we still have to put up with Nancy, but if you're in a red state and you voted for Trump, at least you're still in a red state. We're in one of the bluest states. I looked, I think 65% of California went for Biden. So we have to live with that. And so most all of the seats, of course the Senate, we've got Pelosi and we've got Newsom.
When we went, for those who saw our earlier video, when you saw our quick video of us voting, here's what bothered me. I mean, you can touch on this. I'm going off the cuff here. When you and I walked our stuff in, you walked your children's ballot in. Is that going to be something that we're going to be doing going forward now? Are we going to completely do away with the walk-in voting, or are we going to do mail? If we do mail-in voting from here on out, it's going to be terrible.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because when you take something in for somebody else, they have to sign it and you have to write that you're the one putting it in. Nobody checked it.
No one checked it.
I walked straight in and dropped it in. I could have found those on the street.
Well, I was right behind Brian and his wife. 1 second. Brian said, I'm bringing mine in and I'm bringing my daughters in. Okay, come on in.
Yeah.
And then your wife walked in. Hi, I'm bringing mine in. I'm bringing my son in. Okay, come on in. I'm like, it was that easy?
Yeah. So when we dropped them off in the mail slot. So if it's that easy, actually with polling people, imagine on the mail-ins. And this is the other thing, and I don't want to start it because whether it's legit or not, once they make a decision, we have to live with it and we have to just move on. Otherwise, we're going to have 4 more years of a shit show. So we got to accept it. But I hope they learn, because if they just go by the people that went in and actually voted, I think Trump won in a landslide.
Yeah.
It's when they went back and counted all of the ballots that were mailed in, and they would say, oh, well, these are 70% Biden. So, again, I hope that in 4 years, there's no pandemic, obviously, but they say we're going back to, you can request a ballot like in the past, okay, but you don't just blanket mail out ballots.
Right.
Because whatever way this turns out,
that opened up a Pandora's box.
And
nobody's business.
And people are always like, oh, there's Trump, he's going to talk about litigation. Well, he warned beforehand. He said, don't do this mail-in. It opens things up, either side. So I think he's just proving his point. is that make people go in like we've been doing for 200 plus years and vote in person unless you're in the military and you have to mail it in, or you request a ballot for some reason. You're going to be out of the country, whatever it is. But you don't just do blanket mail-ins.
Right.
Because on Fox News, they were talking about a district in Pennsylvania that they're supposed to have oversight for counting. They didn't let the people within, I think it was 30 yards of 30 feet of where they were counting. So they couldn't see.
Right.
They couldn't see if they were counting correctly. So even the oversight's iffy. But again, Cedric and I are going to accept it. We're going to move on. We're not going to be like those screaming people 4 years ago that thought the world was coming to the end. Remember, it doesn't affect you personally. It's the presidency. If it's limited now, I know what you're thinking, but if it's Biden-Harris, they kind of, if they lean towards the AOC crowd, they are going to trample some of our liberties. Mm-hmm. Let's hope it doesn't go too far. Obama did it. We lived through it. So let's hope that that doesn't happen, which I don't think it will. I mean, we're still a pretty balanced country, especially since we have the Senate. So just remember, take heart. Trump will be back in 4 years.
Yeah. Like Brian said, I was teasing Brian, and I'll end with this. If Trump wins, I'll be honest, I voted for Trump. I said, great. If Trump wins, the man who I want to run the country is in charge. But then Brian said, well, if Harris and Kamala win.
Harris and Kamala?
No, good Lord. I just had it.
Biden
and Harris win. Think of all, we're just getting started with our YouTube channel. Think of all the great material we're going to have now for the next 4 years. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, I just hope. I mean, I just hope we learn from this experience about mail-ins. Cedric made a good point. Tell him what you said about maybe the unrest and stuff if Biden wins.
Well, and hopefully I don't shoot myself in the foot. I said, and I was kind of saying it tongue-in-cheek, I said if Biden wins, the way I know conservative people, and don't prove me wrong, is that I think there's going to be less, hopefully zero, unrest and riots and looting. Yeah. It came from one group. You can't argue that. You cannot argue that. If Biden wins, I think most people like me who are civil-minded and are like, you know what, we lost, get it tomorrow, go to work, take my kids to soccer on the weekends, watch football, spend some time with my family, and keep it moving.
Yeah, but then I made the counter argument is when Obama won his first term, I didn't want him to win. I knew that he was very much further left than he tried to play, and which he proved he was. But I said, at least I hope that it'll lower racial tensions. Well, unfortunately, racial tensions got worse under Obama, not under Trump. It had a magnifying glass under Trump, right. But when Obama got in there, that's when BLM and Antifa and all that was formed. So just remember that.
Exactly. Well, yeah, we want to be lighthearted today. I know some of you, I hope you're not depressed. I hope you're not bummed. We're dealing with enough from the pandemic and people losing their jobs and all of our friends leaving and moving to Texas and Boise, Idaho.
Oh, did you see Texas? Scared me for a minute.
It's all the people that left California and moved to Texas.
Yeah, and then they brought their blue voting there. I was like, what the heck? Don't ruin Texas. Right. Texas is now purple. That's horrible.
Oh, my God. I don't think Texas will ever.
At least Tennessee's still.
Yeah.
Still pretty firmly red, but
like,
Texas worries me because that is a whole lot of electoral votes.
Yeah, we've had 1 million Californians move to Texas.
Yeah,
I think they all voted. No, that was scary.
And it was the wrong people that moved to Texas too, because
right. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing great out there. Keep your heads up, keep your chins up. Go hug your family and get out there and do what you're supposed to do. Get up there and work. And like Brian said, whoever is in office, I heard a great saying: whether you're right wing or left wing, it's all about the plane in the middle. And that's you and your family. Just make sure you guys stay on course, do what you're doing, and things will play themselves out the way they're supposed to.
And still fight. We've got elections again in 2 years. We can get some more Senate seats and some House seats. Maybe we can get the House back.
Yeah.
It'd be great to get Nancy out, but then Newsom might take her spot.
Right.
He might go from governor to senator. I mean, to House.
Right.
Who knows? I mean, like I said, California is so blue entrenched. I don't think the Reagan days will ever come back here.
We're done.
So
we're done with that. But anyway, you guys.
But remember, we're filming this on Wednesday, so we don't know the outcome. So you guys might be yelling at us right now, going, "You guys, Arizona flipped."
Right.
So we'll see. I mean, what's going on back here? That's still showing 264 to 214 on there.
Right.
So.
Right. But anyway, we appreciate you guys. We're not done with 2020 yet. We still got our. For those of you who haven't watched, we're coming up on our 1 year anniversary. Don't know when it's exactly, but if you want to go back into our further stuff, and we did our Thanksgiving special and our Christmas special. Go back and watch some of that stuff when we first started, and then you're probably thinking, you know what? If those guys can start a YouTube channel, I can do it too.
Don't do it. Just watch us.
Yeah, okay, just watch us.
And we're almost hitting, I think we're right around 100 too. So the year and the 100 is almost at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah, we're at the century mark. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay out there, stay strong, keep fighting like Brian said. And until next time, I'm Cedric.
I'm Brian. We'll see you later.